I've had several readers ask me what to do when you hit a rough spot. And I wanted to talk about that because, as many Beyond Blue readers know, I've been sort of going through a rough spot, not a full blown relapse, but just feeling a bit fragile and having to take a step back and practice my steps more thoroughly than I had. Life in general is problem solving. You're trying to solve the various complications that you're faced on a daily basis. But living with a chronic illness like depression, you need to be creative in your problem solving. One of the reasons I think my current depression or rough spot has been triggered by the pain in my hip and my not being able to run, which has always been an important piece of my recovery, a very important piece. In fact, only after a run do I really experience that feeling of well-being that I think people who don't have our fragile chemistry feel like a lot of the time. So I needed to come up with another exercise that's not so dependent on hip movement, or that places a lot of weight on hips, and that's swimming. And thank God my mom made me take my fair share of swimming lessons when I was younger and made me swim on the team, because I'm a pretty strong swimmer, and so that has for me replaced running for the time being. Part of problem solving is going back and trying to identify patterns. So I took a little time this time to look back at the other two times this year that I've been more fragile than I would have liked, that I've been dangerously close to the black hole. And I do identify a pattern, and it's that I don't give myself any downtime. That seems to be the one step, the one component in my recovery program that I believe that I'm immune to, that I don't need. It's just as important as taking my vitamins and eating right and exercise, although in my own mind, I somehow think that it's not. I often refer to unrealistic expectations as perfectionism's trophy wife. And I think that I wouldn't be so fragile. I probably wouldn't be so vulnerable to the mood swings if I allowed myself some real padding, some downtime to sort of adjust to everything that's going on. Part of why I love my job so much is that I get such useful and helpful information from readers and from friends. And I wanted to share this email from Peg, a Beyond Blue reader, because it brought up a good point about relapse. She wrote, the good that comes in relapse is that reminder of the reality of this illness and of our purpose in life. And I think that's really true. She then forwarded me to Recovery Inc.'s toolbox, and the first tool on that website is treat mental health as a business, not a game. And I think that's very important to remember, especially when we're going through rough times like these. And another piece of advice that Matt from BeliefNet told me, who is the one who introduced me to all this video blogging, he simply said, just keep swimming. And I think some days that's all we can do, is just keep on swimming. And know that these dark times aren't forever. They're just temporary, and we just have to keep swimming.